Hey, what's up, y'all? So, back in the studio again today. It's been a couple days. We're still working on chapter 8, and today we're adding some music to the chapter. So, I wanted to make this video a little bit quicker, so I went ahead and already added all the music that I want for the recording. So, for the music, I predominantly gather music from YouTube's audio library, from the YouTube Studio app. It's this huge collection of songs that artists have created and allow creators to use the songs in their own videos and recordings and stuff without fear of like copyright strikes and things like that. There are some tracks that you do need to give, you need to add to attribute the artist in your description, but you can still use their music and stuff. I tend to choose the tracks that you don't have to do that to. Sometimes I forget where I get them from or who the artist was or who needs to be attributed, so I just tend not to use the ones that need that. But as far as adding music, it's not really any different than adding sound effects, adding Foley sound and stuff. You import it into the window, and you have to find the place that it needs to go, and you place it in. You have to, more often than not, first thing you do is bring the volume way down, because when you get these tracks from YouTube's audio library, the tracks are pretty hot, meaning they're pretty loud. So that's the first thing you do is bring the volume down. A good thing to do when you're adding them is to use Audacity's fade in and fade out tool, just so you don't have these abrupt starts and stops of the music. So for an example, let me try and find so here, so basically here, I have this one track, I think it's called Crimson something, that I have been using over and over again for whenever the Nothing shows up. The character of the Nothing shows up in the narrative. Also, whenever the wolf, I forget his name right now, but the wolf, from the movie, he's essentially the Nothing as well. So whenever those characters show up in the narrative, I always use this track because it's real dark and brooding and kind of like otherworldly and stuff. So here's a listen to what the track sounds like.
And fascinated horror. On the far side of the field lay the Nothing. It was the selfsame Nothing that he had seen from the bark troll's treetop, or on the plain where the magic gates of the Southern Oracle had stood, or looking down from Falcor's back.
So it kind of has that like, otherworldly, like dark, strange, almost evil sound to it, right? So that I found was pretty fitting for the character of the Nothing. So as far as music, I mean, the whole thing that I think about when I'm adding music is trying to create emotions, trying to create tension, or a sense of like awe or happiness or things like that. The music is to create the emotions in the track. So that's what I focus on as far as the music. And when it comes to things like mixing and mastering, a lot of the mixing, as I've said before, happens in the moment when I'm either recording or, in the very first stage of like editing the voice recording, or when I'm adding sound effects or music. I'm doing a lot of mixing and editing as far as of the levels and things when I'm adding them. So there isn't a whole lot of mixing that happens on my end at the end of the recording. And when it comes to mastering is, as far as I understand, is really just another level of mixing. It has a lot to do with things like limiting and compression. And if you're using stereo tracks, making sure things are in stereo that need to be, or that there's some panning does need to happen, things like that. And what's cool about Audacity is that it has these tools that can mix and master things for you. So as far as putting these tracks together, that's basically it. You do your voice recording first. You add some sound effects. You mix along the way. You add music. Make sure things in time. There's all these different steps and stuff, but try not to get bogged down in all the details. Ultimately, you want to make it sound good, but at the same time, I'm trying to have fun. Like, I'm trying to have a good time, and I want others to enjoy it too. So that's why I do spend a little bit extra time here and there, trying to make things, sound as best as they can. So if you enjoy it, if you enjoy these recordings, leave a like, subscribe. Really appreciate it, you guys. Thanks for watching. Peace.